Welcome back to the Morning Rush. We're Fourth and Fantasy, and we're joined by a special guest, the other half of Two Guys, One Pod, league champ himself, Addi. What's happening, G? 2 weeks away from fantasy playoffs. Let us help you win another week. Bring those start and sit questions, and let's get her done.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't follow no script. I make my own lane. Got a spreadsheet mind and a red brass brain. Dynasty beats got that tape in my veins. While they drafting by names, I'm exposing their game. No cap. We study the craft like film room rats. Gyms in the fourth while they stuck in the past. It's levels to the dynasty keep or flex. From rookies to pros, we demanding respect. That's real. And I ain't never need clout for my clout to show. Just a mic I take and a team I grow. This ain't just picks, it's principle G. It's fourth and fantasy where you build your legacy. We 10 toes down, yeah, we
Ooh, we're 10 toes down and we stand on facts. Good morning, and hope everyone is doing well on this fine Sunday football morning. I'm Hancho, and this is my guy.
Siriaco, call me Rocco.
And we are your fantasy playbook to more championship wins. And Rocco, where are we the land of?
We are a fantasy football podcast for Dynasty Sickos by Dynasty Sickos. Everybody's welcome.
Everybody is welcome. And like I said, we're joined by a special guest, the other half of Two Guys, One Pod, and our good friend, Addi. How are we doing today, my G?
Hey, man, I am still recovering from the hangover from the Bears absolutely putting their belt to ass to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Belt to
I'm
ass.
doing great this morning. How could I be doing better?
Belt to ass. Y'all know how I'm feeling. And if y'all didn't know, I don't have my sombrero on today. It's at the crib. I'm in Orlando. But them Georgia Bulldogs got that dub against Georgia Tech. Eat a dick. I don't like any Georgia Tech fans. How y'all feeling today? And my Dallas Cowboys, as y'all already knew, got the dub. So it's already a wonderful holiday for me. And the Bears even did a more solid of handing the Eagles a slap to the face. I absolutely love this. And we already got people in the chat today. Damien, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well, my G. Welcome back. Jonathan Santiago, welcome back this morning. Hope you're doing well and hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Mr. Trent, welcome back and good morning to you. We already have one. Jonathan Santiago, he asked, I'm leaning Wandell over Sutton and PPR. Good move or not good move? And you know what? Addi, we'll let you take this one, big dog. How do you feeling about Wandell after last week where he kind of tore it up? Not gonna lie.
Yeah. One, we got Jackson Dart back today. So that's fantastic to see if you're a Giants fan. Jameis has been doing an admirable job in there, but I pulled up my league champ ranks. I got Wandale one spot ahead of Sutton. I think that's the right move. The guy's been great this year. He's been consistent. He's been a lot more consistent than the Denver Broncos offense. So I'm taking Wandale there. Hey, I think you can feel good about that, which is awesome. Wandale has more to some people give him credit for. That guy was a second round pick.
Thank you. And Addi hit that shit right on the head for me. People like to discount or be like, oh, he's only a target guy. I think, to be honest with, and who cares? If it's PPR, I don't give a damn if he just if he's catching 2 yard catches from the line of scrimmage. I'm getting me a point. But I like me some Wandell. You know how I feel about my short kings. I'm always gonna root for my short kings out there, even though he is on the New York Giants, which makes me sick to my stomach. But I am right there with you, Addi. Roll with Wandell because with Cameron Sutton, he actually is seeing less targets than Troy Franklin, who is now, I won't say he's the wide receiver one, but it looks like with Bo Nix, he's been going his way a lot more this season. Rocco, what do you think? Are you rolling with Wandell or are you going with Sutton?
I will say temper expectations just a little bit with Wandale because no longer is YOLO Winston in there. So there's naturally going to be some yardage collapse a little bit there as Dart is more of a running quarterback. So that may mute his stats just a hair. But like Huncho said with Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin's starting to take a good size of that role, and he may already be the wide receiver one. And Cortland Sutton, in his last 6 games, has produced a top yardage total of 87 yards just once.
Mm.
with a couple 30-yard and under in at least half of them, and only one touchdown in that time span. So he has done not much for a guy you drafted as to be a solid wide receiver too. So I would sit Sutton the name and put in Wandale, who's on a heater right now.
The only thing that makes me a little bit nervous about Wandell is their matchup and going against the New England Patriots, as it is one, they've been one of the better teams, tougher teams, great defense, and also I think I want to put in a note that we've seen head coaches, first time head well, not first time head coaches, but head coaches in their first year turn their team around. That tells me that it doesn't take 2 or 3 years for a full rebuild. It could very much happen overnight or over the season if done right. Which Patriots I can think of. Who else? Who stunk last year and good this year? That
Hey,
kind of.
Chicago Bears.
Thank you, Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson,
Hey.
woo, 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 right there. So I'm just a little if it's Patriots, but I'm still going Wandale just because of one, he gets the shorter A dot, and I don't think the deep pass is going to be there. So I think Wandale is going to have a pretty decent type of day for sure, for sure. Damien, he says my fantasy season might be over because of Zay. Yes, I'm right there with you. My fantasy season isn't over, but Zay got you negative points. Zay,
Motherfucker.
you're pissing me off. You're fucking up the church's money, my boy, because of Zay and Mar stack on Thanksgiving. But your boy never quits. He might be tired. But RJ Harvey, Franklin, or Wandale at full PPR flex. Ooh. See, now listen to me. I was just talking about RJ Harvey with somebody yesterday. He's going against the boo boo Washington Commanders. Basura. Okay, I haven't said that word in about 2 pods. Basura. I think RJ Harvey is going to have a pretty decent day. And if he doesn't, I'm smacking the shit out of Sean Payton on site. Franklin or Wandale. See, when you do the RJ Harvey and Franklin, and I think you're talking about Troy Franklin, I don't like to have the same guys on the same team. So if anything, I'm probably rolling with RJ Harvey here, and that's how I'm rolling. But tell me if y'all feel any different, Rocco.
um, RJ Harvey, I had more expectations for Harvey, but he hasn't lived up to them, and he's definitely not Trevion Henderson, who was sat on the bench for a long period of time and has finally broken out. I guess because of veteran deference. He definitely has some holes in his game. He likes to bounce stuff outside, and I think it's driving Sean Payton crazy. So until he does that, we can actually see some of those less heralded guys get touches, and it's going to piss off everybody in the fantasy community. So I think in this one, I think I'm gonna still roll with Wandale.
Ooh,
I think
okay.
I'm still gonna roll with Wandale in this one. What do you think, Addy?
So I normally go with the game theory angle on these ones. Like if you're looking at a running back around RB 20, receiver around a wide receiver 20. If you look at their average point production, you're going to be looking at a running back that's scoring around 12, where you're looking at a wide receiver that's scoring around 11. That doesn't seem like a big difference, but if you're looking at average production, I'd rather take the safer option because you're already taking some risk either way. And the nice thing about full PPR league is with RJ Harvey, you have a guy who is actually getting a lot of his points through the air. Given Jaleel McLaughlin is the thorn in everyone's behind, like Sean Payton very well could just say, you know what, this Jaleel McLaughlin's game to get 25 carries, but I'm willing to take that risk. I'd rather put Harvey in there.
Yeah, so right now it's either RJ Harvey or Wandell, even though Troy Franklin could very much have a day because the
Okay.
once again the commander secondary is basura. It's not good. It doesn't get the people going. All right. So honestly, all three could actually hit today. If you're being quite honest, I don't see how you can't. If you're asking
They're
this
all going to beat today.
if well shit. I probably, if I'm being quite honest with you, if I'm being quite honest with you, I probably would have had Troy Franklin ahead of Zay. That was just me this week. This week, I didn't see it. I don't. I haven't been. If y'all didn't know, I hopped off the Zay Flowers train last year. Okay, after he screwed me over, I was already off the train. I'm not banging with Zay because one, I don't like the Baltimore offense, or I don't like how it's. I don't like how it's structured. Right, it's the passing game can either be hit or miss, and even Derrick Henry is looking very basic this year. It hurts my heart to see Lamar go through this. And some people say that Lamar could be having confidence issues where when things are going his way in that first half, it looks good. But when things start to go bad, he kind of checks out. I don't really agree with that too much, but nevertheless, Lamar Ravens get the hell together. I don't think y'all going to the playoffs though, Pam. So for me, is RJ Harvey. I believe Rocco said Wandell and Addy is going Harvey. Our boy Crispy, good morning to you, players. It's mind blowing how the Eagles and boys went from 7-2, 3-5-1 to 8-4, 6-5-1. Speak on it. Speak on it, Crispy. I love to see it in real time, and I promise you, I gotta get a little close up to the laptop real quick. I promise you, if we end up making the playoffs, Mike, be prepared to be sick of me. Be prepared to be sick of me. It's going to be, I'm going to be trolling mad hard all throughout the Discord. I promise you that. It's not going to
I,
be.
I I think we already are, man. I think Mike's not feeling it right now because he is getting that ass whooped in the cords right now.
Belt to ass. That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks, Mike. Just know that's 2 weeks down. Keep playing with me. Dollar Bill _9. Good morning to you, my guy. Uh, he asks, morning, need two. Ibuka, Judkins, Warren, Shakir, and Neal. Full PPR. Well, I think this is the first game Devin Neal is going to be seeing some RB1 type snaps. Is that right, Rocco?
Yes, yes. He is the RB1. He came in with a questionable tag, but he was a full go, and he's gonna get that first shot at the RB1 role. It looks like Estime will be my guy. Estime will be active. So keep an eye on him and keep an eye on that dichotomy to see who kind of blows up. In what was a soft matchup earlier in the year, Miami gave up 200-yard performances in back-to-back. They've tightened up a little bit in recent weeks on defense, but still nobody's idea of a formidable matchup. So I see the Saints leaning on the run game at least early and try to establish it with one of these two guys. We'll see if they are actually able to sustain though throughout this game.
And Dollar Bill too. Ask some could you clarify? Are you talking about Tyler Warren or Jalen Warren? No, as we had somebody in the Discord yesterday ask to trade. They're like, should I trade T or should I give away T and get Jaden Higgins in a first? And I was like, go Higgins. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, they're both named Higgins. You got the last name Higgins. He's like, which one? But
Yes, yes, is
yes,
the
I saw
answer.
your comment. I saw your comment on that one. That made me laugh, Rocco. But if you're talking about Tyler Warren, they're going against the Houston Texans, and that's already a tough defense, right? If we're talking about Jalen Warren and the Buffalo Bills, that's still not a good matchup. So I don't. But Tremont Edwards has been, or Edmonds, I think it's Chet Edwards, Trevian, the one who used to be a Bear, and now he's on the Buffalo
Tremaine
Bills.
Edmonds.
Tremaine Edmonds. There we go. Yeah.
I think they have brothers though, so that confuses me
Yes.
sometimes. They have
It,
like twins or something. Yeah.
totally throws me off. But you need two. And Tampa Bay is going against the Arizona Cardinals. Uh, I guess you go Buka, because once again, always starts with studs. Right? Mamuka is a stud to me. And then he's a stud.
Oh,
He's a
I don't
stud.
know. Not based on his performances in the
I
last
mean,
six
hey,
weeks.
Baker Mayfield is projected to be playing, and I don't know how to particularly feel about that one, just because his damn shoulder damn near looked like it was torn off last week. So, and a lot of my fantasy teams are built around Baker Mayfield because I absolutely love him as a
Ooh,
quarterback.
ouch.
So yeah, he went from directly a top 10 quarterback last year to I believe he's QB 14 ish. Not liking that little slide a little bit, but Ibuka for me, and I'm a little curious to see what we get from Neil, just because I did like him out of the draft as a prospect, and they're going against the Miami Dolphins, who have Swiss cheese defense. So it's a hard toss up for me, but I would probably go Ibuka, and you gotta go. I go Shakir here. I really like Shakir, but also Judkins is a pretty nice play, as the San Francisco 49ers hasn't been the same defense that we know about. But Addy, what do you think?
Yeah. I was really surprised neither of y'all brought up Judkins right off the bat. The guy I have highest out of all these guys is Judkins. Like I don't love the Cleveland offense. Trust me, no one does. But hey, I saw a little bit from Shador this week, enough to
Mm-hmm.
sustain an offense, and San Francisco has been neither a run nor a pass funnel because their defense ain't playing at all. So I love to get Judkins in there, and Buka is a stud. So I'm going him there. If you're between anyone else, Shakir's not really on my radar from this list, but Warren and Neal I got within one spot of each other. So if you're thinking about playing one of those guys, I think you can't really go wrong with either. I got them both around RB2, RB24 sort of market.
And he did clarify it is Jalen Warren and not
I
Tyler
assume.
Warren. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swerve here a little bit.
In that corner.
And go against the grain
Mhm.
on your guys' advice, because you gave me a second to think about this. Um, Emeka Buka, for a stud in the last 6 weeks since he's had his little hammy deal, has 100-yard game, and he has a bunch. Well, actually, he hasn't gone over 60 in any other games. Somewhere in the 30s most weeks. There's 30 to 50. So I'm gonna actually sit him this week, because he is not playing very studly for a month and a half. If you need 10 points, um, go with Shakir and Neal, because I believe if you need 10 points, they'll get you 10 points. If you need 20 points, they'll get you 10 points. And I agree. The only reason I didn't say anything about Judkins to Addie's point is because I hadn't had a chance to give my opinion yet. So Judkins is a must start, and Jalen Warren, to the contrary, has the third best matchup this week. Buffalo is hemorrhaging yards to running backs this year. And according to my good handy dandy chart, shout out to Josh Larkey, Jay Larkey tweets. He has a real nice chart which shows you like heat maps on guys in their matchups. Jalen Warren is third on the week, so I think I'm going to roll with Jalen Warren and the Judkins. Give me the two running backs. I know they're going to get touches, and I like their matchups. Definitely like the upside for both guys this week.
And also a note to that, Aaron Rodgers is back this week, and I don't see them passing a lot. So that even gives Jalen Warren a little bit more credibility for me if he could have a nice week for sure.
I
I'm
have a
not sure how.
question.
Yeah, what's up?
This might be a question. This might be like a Ben question. Maybe I'll text him. But with a broken offhand, will that affect his ability to hand off and to like hold on to the ball
I think that's yeah. I think
generally?
it's more of like when you're under the center and you gotta. He's not being very soft or throwing that ball back. So so like I feel like he'll have some discomfort. Knowing them, you know how football players they put a little injection shot, numb it a bit, don't feel nothing
Yeah.
for the whole game. So if you have Aaron
Like that.
Rodgers,
You think they'll run a lot of shotgun? Like
I can see that. I can see that for sure. Or if anything, some pistol at least. But I could definitely could see them trying to not have Aaron Rodgers kill them in this game. And we also got to see how he holds up throughout the game as well.
What do you think, Addy? I see the gears working over there.
I mean, dude, like Aaron Rodgers plus any pain reliever equals a good game for him. So I ain't too worried about the guy. Like I think he's gonna get out there. He'll take his 45 seconds between every play to get his hand right, and he'll be fine. Like if he's out there, he's playing.
And before we read the rest of the starting sit questions, we have a quick break from actually our good friend Lee Champ, where you can win a free NFL jersey by being the number one ranker every week of the NFL season. Currently, right now, we'll see how the rest of it goes because it always starts off second and goes to the left. I am third in both the weekly rankings and fourth in fantasy match contest this week. Hold on. Does that mean if I win both, I get two jerseys?
Oh, of course.
Stop playing with me. Y'all better hope. I'm gonna be sick of me. I'm gonna be the first two-time winner in 1 week.
Boy, that's a quick way to catch up, isn't it?
I'm telling you. So y'all better hope. Y'all better hope. I'm third in both right now.
I
So
want to
we'll
shake
see.
up that leaderboard, man.
I'm telling you. But we'll be right back. This is Lee Champ. She makes you, I tell you, every time I hear that, makes me want to start freestyling. I be ready. I be ready to let loose, boy. And I need to get in that booth. Stop playing with me. Full back to the start and sit. Jay Simpson, 29. Good morning to you. Full PPR. Brock Baker. Okay, Brock Purdy, Baker, or pick up Tua. Warren, Waller, or pick up Barner or Parkinson. Fuck Parkinson. Flex one, Rico, BTJ, Jennings, or Godwin. This is a very loaded question. You know what? I'm gonna let my boys take this one off. Addy, what you thinking with this one? And I guess we can break it down. So, full PPR, are you going Brock, Baker, or Tua?
See, I'm leaning Brock. I'm between him and Baker. Like I like Tua this week, but I think that game could go one way or the other. I think
Mhm.
New Orleans is going to try and keep it a slow moving game. And to be honest, Mike McDaniel at this point is just content with a game where Tua doesn't throw 3 picks. So I think they're going to keep it slow moving. Achan and Gordon should get a lot of run. I'm between Brock and Baker. I'm probably going Brock, but it's close.
Mm.
On the other side of this, Warren Waller pick up Barner or Parkinson. I I'm guessing you mean Tyler Warren here.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, I'm going Warren. I don't
Warren.
think it's close. I love Waller, but you can only hope for the return from the Raft freestyle to work one time. I'm not going to really bet on it twice in a row. And on the flex side of this, that's a tough one. Definitely not Godwin. I got to see something from Godwin before I put him in my lineup. I'm between Rico and BTJ, and I'm leaning Rico.
What do you think, Rocco?
Man, I want to say Brock so bad. Cleveland is such a daunting matchup. Like, and Baker, Baker could. I mean, we just saw just last week how one good hit to that shoulder, and you're getting probably a
Oh,
zero from him. Like, you gotta go with full
I'm telling you.
knowledge that he could get you a zero. This could be Baker just toughing this out,
Mhm.
against doctor's orders. I mean, Baker's a tough son of a bitch. He's a fucking warrior. But warriors sometimes do stuff that they shouldn't, which he could be doing. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I don't have any inside knowledge on this, but Tua, funny as Tua, Tua has the least daunting matchup, but also the Saints defense is schizophrenic. I mean, they look good one week and then they don't look good at
Good
all the following
to
week. I think I'm going to go with Brock just because he's the studliest of this group, even in a bad matchup. Waller, I'm not trusting on the week back. So I mean, start your studs. It's Tyler Warren. You're going to feel terrible if Tyler Warren gets you 2 touchdowns. I mean, shit, he could even rush one in. So he's could score in a variety of ways. And flex one, I'll go with Addi on this one, Uncle Rico, until he proves that he's not going to get you at least 15 points every week. I'm going to go with those guaranteed touches this week.
I like those picks from y'all. Where Baker, where I have him in many leagues. Actually, one of my money leagues, I'm having a serious thought of starting Tyler Shook over Baker just because I am scared Baker could very much screw me over this week. And I'm not to say I need a dub because the team I'm going against is buttermilk buns, but nevertheless, I still want to get the max points. So I'm agree. I'll go Brock Purdy. I will go Tyler Warren, and I will go with Rico. I'm not. We got to see from Brian Thomas Jr. We got to see him come back and be the guy that we saw last year. Jawan Jennings is cool. I would rather go Rico and Godwin. Like Addy said, we got to see it. He came back last week. Cool. He didn't really do much. Honestly, kind of forgot he was out there sometimes. So we could very much, and I'm not saying I'm not speaking it, but we could very much have seen the best of Chris Godwin, and we just see a shell of himself for the rest of his career, or at least for the rest of the year. For now, makes me sad because I love Chris Godwin, but
I'll
this
say
year, go ahead, Rocco.
I'll say, man, as counterintuitive as it seems, BTJ might be walking back into being like the third or fourth option until he can prove that he's worthy of that wide receiver one mantle or role. I would treat him like that because that offense actually operated better with him out of the lineup. Washington pretty good. Brenton Strange, you know what I think about Strange. Love that guy. Uh, he's one of the top options in that offense. Jacoby Myers has played well since he's come over. So
Parker Washington.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
it's Parker Washington. So we cannot expect him to just walk in and retake that room. I have hopes for him in 2026, but 2025 is just kind of shot for me in my opinion.
And
Unless
actually,
you have like no options.
and before we get to
I mean,
Crispy, we'll get to you. I just want to read this one comment. Man, why the fuck you guys up so early, man? I'm up early every day, my guy. If I'm being quite honest with you,
He's
Jose.
East Coast.
East Coast. So I was probably up since 6:30 this morning. So we are rocking and rolling. Wait, what were you gonna say, Addy?
I was going to mention that the one thing that I've seen from T-Law as well as Mac Jones over the past 2 years is Mac Jones is willing to play from the pocket, watch the play develop. T-Law is looking inside on every play. He's looking
Mm-hmm.
at the running backs, he's looking at the slot receivers. It's why we've seen Parker Washington break out a little bit this year. They just picked up Jacoby Myers, who's a slot demon himself.
Mhm.
We saw the same thing at Clemson. He got Renfro the ball quite a bit. I'd be a little bit worried to play BTJ just in general. And I trade for BTJ this year. It's been rough to watch, but T-Law doesn't throw to his one as often as we'd like.
Yeah, I'm totally on you with you on that, Addy. And we got our boy Ben in the house. What's up, boys? I'm on that ass. Yes, sir. I'm gonna make that into a shirt. Stop playing with me. Mike, I am on that ass. Jose also says,
Wait,
go ahead, my boy.
oh my bad. Did we pass up did we do a
Oh,
Mariota
no, Chris,
crispy?
that's my fault. My fault, Crispy. My fault. Crispy as Mariota versus Denver, Tua versus Nola. Season is on the line, so we got to give our best answers on this, fellas. Rocco, let's start with you. Mariota or Tua?
No.
He said no. He said neither.
Um, I think I gotta go.
I don't think it's going
That
to be a
Denver
shootout
pass
though.
rush
Yeah,
is so intimidating.
talk about it.
Uh, I think I'm gonna go with Tua at home. Um, as disgusting as it sounds, he is at home. And Mike McDaniel's, if he can do anything, he can script up some offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna go with Tua here. But let me just be perfectly clear. I don't feel good about either of these options.
Rocco said he doesn't feel sexy. What do you think, Addy?
I mean, I ain't feeling sexy about this question either. If your season's on the line with Mariota and Tua, your
Yeah.
season might not be on the line for very much longer. But it
It's
it
all
ain't
life
close for
support.
me. Yeah, yeah. Like I take Tua here, but only because I think that Nick Benito is just going to absolutely ruin Mariota's day.
Yeah, I'm looking at my rankings now, and Tua is my QB 16, and Mariota is my QB 30. So, and that's due to them going against a very tough Denver matchup. I don't think, and we got to see who is out there for the Commanders, but nevertheless, I think it's belt to ass today.
Yeah,
Their season's over.
and just with my handy dandy chart here that we referenced earlier, Marcus Mariota has the worst matchup on the day. Tua's matchup is not, you know, grown and sexy either, but it's a lot better than going up against that fearsome pass rush in Denver.
And quick question, quick note from Jay Simpson. Back to this question that he had asked. He put an additional note. What if Tyler Warren sits with illness?
He's sick.
He's questionable. He is questionable. So would you go Waller or pick up Barner? I like Barner. I'm actually a fan of Barner. And you really don't know what's going to happen in that Seattle offense right now, but nevertheless, I would take the stroll on AJ Barner and see and that's only if Tyler Warren doesn't play. They're going against a Minnesota Vikings team who they don't have their starting quarterback once again, and they're having to start a guy that honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I didn't know that man existed until this week. So yeah, and that's no disrespect to you, player. I just didn't know who you was. So I don't think that game could very well get super ugly to where they it's just not a game by the third quarter. So if Warren doesn't play, I guess you throw in Waller because when he was in there, he was getting targets. But if Warren doesn't play, I think you're kind of fucked. But if I'm being quite honest with you, that's my take. Yeah, how do y'all feel about that one?
Throw back on the trap music. We're throwing Waller in the lineup at that point.
Yeah, throw the album on. God damn it. Let's see. Oh, make sure I didn't skip no one. There we go. Back to Jose. Need a flex, full PPR. I have Sutton, Wandell, and Michael Wilson. I'm going with Wilson right now. But Marv is back. If Marv plays, he is playing this week. If
Yes.
Marv plays, do I consider Sutton or Wandell over Michael Wilson? I'm gonna keep using this saying just because of one Rocco. After I heard it, I just can't stop saying it. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You feel me? So with Michael Wilson, he's shown that damn near he can play. He can be a productive wide receiver, and it still might take Marv a little bit. Once again, he's been out for like 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Conditioning wise, he'll need to get back. I don't see them throwing Marv out there for 100% of the snaps. It's just not going to happen. I feel like that would be a disservice to him as a player. So I still feel sort of decent about Michael Wilson this week. They are going against the Tampa Bay Bucks, who very much need to win this week to make the playoffs. Them and I believe the Atlanta Falcons are very close, or I think one game off. They very much need this win, so I don't see them going out very likely. But between Sutton, Wandell, and Michael Wilson, which way are y'all flowing with? Addy, I'll go with you first, my boy.
I mean, I think I gotta go Wandale here. He's the only verified one from that list. Like, if I'm looking at receivers, I'm looking for target share. And if
For sure.
I'm going full PPR, Wandale feels the safest. Like, I wouldn't feel good playing Wilson this week. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, but that doesn't make Marvin Harrison any worse. And we saw with Jacoby Brissett in there that it doesn't really matter who you have there. They are going to be able to run at least a competent offense. And I really like what I saw from Michael Wilson, but if you have to split that in half, I don't really like what I saw then. So I think I'm going to have to go Wandale. And it doesn't feel good, though.
How about you, Rob?
Um, I I feel like I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take Sutton out of the running on this one until I see him kind of regain target share. I'm gonna kind of just sit him down unless I don't have any better options. So it's Wandale and Michael Wilson for me. I think the passing offense takes a hair of a hit without Yolo Winston in, and I'm gonna ride with the hot hand with Michael Wilson, who has a good matchup this week. So I'm gonna go with Michael Wilson. I just hope and pray that Baker is healthy, because if he's healthy, we could get shootout type conditions. If he's not out there, this game could kind of get a little sluggish. But if Baker's out there, it could, the over under could go over on this one. That makes sense.
And I will answer your. We'll get to your other question here, K Space. But I just wanted to point out these comments from K Space. He says, "Laugh my ass off. Anyone but Tua." And I'm a Fins fan. He says, "Let's play a straight. Let's play a guy straight back from injury. Great idea. By the way, it's raining here in South Florida. You're in South Florida, my guy. I'm in Orlando at the moment, but I typically live in. Well, not typically. I do live in South Florida. So I'm not a Fins fan. Fuck the Dolphins, and I don't feel you're adamant for that. So them boys could definitely lay an egg today. My team got the dub. Have fun with that one. It's sticky and windy. Damn, really? Well, I guess we have something to not look forward to. Weather is shit in Miami. And also, he subbed and liked. Appreciate you, Top Shotter. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate the like. If you're here, like, share, and subscribe. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in this wonderful morning. Let's get some wins, them dubs, the Fetty the cheese, if you will. Katimi, good morning to you, player.
Welcome
Morning.
back.
Welcome back. Morning, folks. Greetings from Chicago. I know you're cold as fuck. Have fun with that one, boy.
A lot of snow. Getting off this one and shoveling right away.
From Rudy, I feel like this Alvarado. He asked,
That's
"Is
it.
is Baker Mayfield playing?" And what's up, gentlemen? What's up back to you, player?
What up?
Is Baker Mayfield playing? Yes, sir, he is. He will be out there. Will he play a full game? We don't know. Hopefully he does for my fantasy team's sake. He also asked, go ahead.
No, he's starting. So, if you don't have any other options, especially if you're in a super flex league, you probably don't have better options. So, yeah, I definitely start him unless you have somebody that you feel confident in to put in there.
Rudy also asked Junkins or Devin Neal or Rico for the full flex PPR. Well, once again, Devin Neal is seeing his first opportunity at that RB1 role. We'll see how he does. Me and Rocco personally liked him when we were doing our draft coverage throughout the offseason. We're big fans of Devin Neal. I actually wanted my Cowboys to draft him just because I loved his game. Junkins, though, if we were just talking about him earlier in the show. We like Judkins. And Judkins, if we're being quite honest with you, if he went to anywhere but the Cleveland Browns, he's probably having a Travion Henderson type of year, or where we were talking about him, not even a Travion Henderson, but like a hell. We honestly would have what Javonte Williams has been a top 10 running back. Judkins would be a top 10 running back if he went to the Cowboys. If I'm being quite honest with you, so I would probably go Judkins here, but I do like Uncle Rico. It's hard to go against Uncle Rico. It looks like right now Chuba is an afterthought. Rico is and I mean the running back in that offense. So it's either Rico or Judkins, and I'm going with Judkins. What do y'all think?
Judkins by a bunch for me in this one. I love Devin Neal. I've been liking what I've seen from him, especially in a rough Saints offense. But Judkins is just the best running back on this list. Like you asked me in a vacuum which running back I want on my team, I wouldn't have to think twice. It's Judkins. So playing against that 49ers defense, they've been pretty much 10 ply paper soft for almost the entire season. Give me
Mhm.
Judkins. They need to rely on him anyways because Shador, he looks fine, but he certainly is not a polished product at this point.
I agree. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, I think this is easily Judkins for me. I'm not going to take Neo in his first start over Judkins. And Rico, as much as I do feel good about the workload that he's going to get today, he is going against basically the toughest running back matchup on the slate. So give me Judkins smash.
Bop. GG3 finally made it to a show, man. Appreciate you, Top Shotter. Good luck this week, boys. Except for the team I play, you honcho. You're taking the L today, my boy. Don't get me riled up. It's only 9:42, but we can get sparky now. We can get sparky.
Sparkles.
We can get sparky now. But no, good luck. Well, I can't even say good luck. Good luck to both of us. But I hope I get the win. Crispy, soon Tua may get his wish to play in Jerusalem.
Can he start in Canada?
Crispy, come on. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. Come on, cuz.
I would say he could play in Canada, but I don't know if he could hit those widened fields. Doesn't Canada have those widened fields?
They do.
So
Big
They
end
I
do.
don't
zones,
think.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if cold weather and in those widened
London.
fields, I don't think he's getting anything out to the outside there.
Debbie, Shifu, Chris is in the house. How terrified is Rocco now that Chris is tearing up the lead champ?
Well, the thing is, hold up, hold the fuck up. Well, the thing is, Chris, first you got to get to 2 before I'd feel anything because the guy right next to me, he's got 2 wins. Chev's got 2 wins. But you got 1, my boy. You got you got 1. Get to 2, and then we can have this conversation. Right now, you are tied with a multitude of people at 1, and that doesn't strike fear into anybody. So get to be a 2-time champion, and then you'll be half the way to my 4 wins.
Bow time. He said, bow
4th
time.
in fantasy.
Bow
See,
time.
the thing is, I gotta slow down right now because I like the synergy with 4 championships, 4th in fantasy. But don't worry, pretty soon we'll hit you with the 5-time champion.
Booker T in the house.
5-time.
Call it Wendy's the 4 for 4. The 4 for 4 special. Stephan's back in the house from the UK. What's happening, Pimp? What's popping with you? We're still international over here. Man, I always kind of find that super cool that not only we're being watched in America, people in the UK also watch the show. Find that super cool. Thank you for always tuning in, Stephan. Hope you're having an amazing morning, day, night. I'm not sure what the time is over there at the moment. But what's up, fellas? From across the pond. Start Darren Waller or Tyler Warren. Worried about Dan Jones. Yeah, bro. I saw his practice, that clip of him in practice. Woo! That leg, his leg is fractured, and he looks like he is stumbling. His second question: start a wide receiver, Abuka or a Tat McMillan, and then his third: stream a defensive special teams unit. Dolphins, Niners, Pats, many things. Hmm. If Tyler Warren is playing, I feel like he is, and I'm a little concerned about Dan Jones because he looks very stiff. If he has to do any type of moving, I mean, any excessive movement in that pocket is going to be a long day. He looks stiff as hell. All right. Imagine me coming out from 20-degree weather with no chinchilla on, bare bones, cold as fuck. So I'm rolling with Tyler Warren, but I feel like Darren Waller is not a bad bet this week as he's coming back. It was just a pectoral, so he's been out a little bit. Conditioning wise, that's another thing to look at for. So I guess I roll with Tyler Warren. Second question to you: start Emeka Abuka or Tech McMillan? With Carolina going against the Rams and then Abuka going against the Arizona Cardinals, the Bucks need to win this game. This is a need to win type week. I want to roll with Abuka. I want to, but Tech McMillan, I feel like has been roaming up, or he's been getting more targets as the wide receiver one. But Bryce Young returned back to not racially good shit last week, so we'll see. But I go with Abuka there, and I'm not too sure on the defense, man. If I wouldn't start the Dolphins defense, because honestly, if I'm being quite honest with you, I feel like Tyler Shook has a sneaky 300-yard day for us today. I can see it. I can see Tyler Shook throwing for 300 yards today. Niners or Pats, roll with the Pats. If not to say that Jackson Dart is not going to have a good game, not to say the Giants could not come out. Patriots are just having that type of season. Roll with the Patriots here. But I'm going to roll to my good gentleman here. Addy, what do you think?
Well, we already talked about that. Tyler Warren, Darren Waller, dichotomy. Agree with you guys on that one. On number two, I got Tet the highest that I've had him in my rankings all year. I got him a spot above Ibuka. It's close. It's definitely close, but I go Tet there. I want to see more of that synergy keep happening for that team. Coker's been funneling a little bit of targets, but Legette's largely been an afterthought. And I'm totally with you on this one, Hunter. Give me the Pats. Jackson Dart's a good quarterback, but they're going to be playing from behind, and he is certainly not immune to turnovers.
What about you, Rod?
Let me see. I'm gonna go with Tyler Warren. Start your studs. And wide receiver. It's
That's
a
a
little
tough one.
bit. The matchups. I mean, the Rams have been toughening up on defense. That secondary was a sieve earlier in the season, but they've been locking people down. But I'm gonna go with Tetaroa McMillan here. I just feel better about him, absorbing the targets, and until Ibuka kind of gets back to his early season form, I'm gonna sit him, in this lineup decision. And I don't know anything about defense, so I sent the message to Chev. Let's see if he responds. I'll let you know shortly.
And just a note on that one, just a note on that one for Ted McMillan, as I said, they are going against the LA Rams. The Rams in what week was this? Against the Seahawks. Jackson Smith Najibba, 105 yards. AJ Barner, 10 catches, 70 yards. Well, let's get a little sexy here. 49ers, they played the previous week. George Kittle, 9 catches, 84 yards. Jawan Jennings, 6 catches, 71 for a tutty. I think we're starting to see and yes, the Rams killed the 49ers in that game, but we're starting to see a pattern here. The Rams against the Saints, and even though it's the Saints, they didn't have a nice week. This was when Shaheed was still with the team. Still went for a modest 5 catches, 68 yards. So it's not what I'm trying to get to here is the Rams their defensive line is good for sure. but they are a team that can give passing yards in the right situations and targets and receptions to receivers or pass catchers in the right situations. So for sure. And listening to the boys, I might just have to roll and just keep thinking about Baker's shoulders. At least Bryce Young is healthy, even though it's Bryce Young. Baker Mayfield, when if y'all didn't catch the game last week, he tried to throw a hail mary and completely fucked up his shoulder, threw out his shoulder, was out for the rest of the game. He's going to be wearing a sling, and so he will be protected. Oh, man, we are very in dangerous territory, y'all. That's all I'm going to say. We're in dangerous territory. Now, Alex Saban, good morning to you. I feel like this is your first time at the show. If it is, like, share, and subscribe, player. Hey, guys, what's up? This is my team, week 13. Any changes?
What?
Drake May, Henderson. Damn, you have a lot of Patriots. Already start with Harvey, Jettas, JSN. You got Jettas and JSN. I know Jettas ain't doing much for you this year, but that would have been a killer combo if Jettas was hitting. McBride, Juckins, and on his bench, Wandell, Woody, Bucky, Amika. Boy, your team is stat. Oh, it's a 10-man. It's a 10.
Oh,
It's a
good.
team. Okay, no wonder. Okay, I was about to say, damn. But Loveland, Pierce, and Algier. Well, Loveland already played, so you can't start him. Bucky returns this week. And before we answer this, how are we feeling about Bucky this week in his return after seeing Sean Tucker have his little play in the offense? Yeah,
Ugh.
Addy,
I,
I see you a little.
I don't know, man. Like I want to see it one time. Like they have so many options in that backfield. Like, do we really think he's getting that full workload day one? Like they like Tuck, they like Rashad White. They already gave those guys play before Bucky came back. The guy's coming back from what a 25-week injury at this point. Like, give me a week to see what we actually get from him.
Mm.
Stick with the double rookie lineup there.
Yup.
I'm
Or
starting Bucky. I'm sorry.
triple rookie lineup right there.
Yeah,
Henderson, Harvey,
Nice.
and Judkins.
and Judkins. And I messed up part. And he's 9-3 right now.
I'm starting Bucky where I got him. I think on 10 touches he can still hit. I think he can still hit harder than Harvey. So I'm going with Bucky over Harvey.
Yeah, right now, if I need to start Bucky, once again, injuries has been whipping my ass this year. If I have to start Bucky, I'm going to. But I would, like Addy said, I lean on the. I would like to see them do it in a week. He did. If you got to think about the amount of time that Bucky missed, right? So that goes into game plan. That goes into his conditioning. That goes into the amount of snaps they even will throw him out there or feel comfortable throwing him out there. Because what's the point of bringing him back this week when you're in when you're in playoff contention and you need this win just for him to get hurt and then lose him for the playoffs. So I can see him getting, a good 40%, 50% of his snaps. Try then ramp him up. If he does well today, cool. Let him go balls to the wall next week. But I want to see it for sure this week, for sure. But I think your lineup right now, how you have it, is good for me. I think you have it very solid for sure. Case Space as pick one PPR Booty or Aaron Jones. Well, what Booty has the Giants, and then Aaron Jones has the Seattle defense. Okay. I don't. It's hard. Like I want to go. I want to go Booty, but with Aaron Jones is like when you don't have your starting quarterback, that will the defense can then cue on the running game. We saw Justin Jefferson getting frustrated last week, right? If things don't go well, and we can still see the same game script this week. Oh man, that's a tough one for me, K Space. I'm in a very tough spot. And then Booty in his return, I believe he came back last week, correct? Or was his first week
Yeah.
back?
Yeah,
He
he's full.
he didn't do it. He didn't really do much. honestly, if so, it's uh, man, you're in a tough bind. If you're talking about, oh, bro, I don't know, Aaron Jones, just because I think he'll get the touches. I think he'll get a good slice of the pie. Ever since coming back, Jordan Mason has been a little more of an afterthought. So Aaron Jones, but I don't. We've been saying this quite a bit. I don't feel great about it, but Aaron Jones for sure. How about you, Rob?
Um, I think I'm gonna go with Aaron Jones, but I don't feel good about either one. As much as I want to say booty,
Booty.
I think I'm gonna go with Aaron Jones. I don't know much about this Max Brosmer cat,
Brosmer.
but
Yeah, Brosmer.
AI tells me AI scouting report tells me that he is a cerebral, efficient quarterback with quick release and strong decision making abilities. Hopefully that translates to Aaron Jones catches some passes in the pass game because I don't really give a shit what he does on the ground. I care what he does in the air. So I'm gonna go with Aaron Jones, but I don't feel good about either. Is the plane landing on the hotel?
And bro, that was goddamn. Some person came by the door. They were like, I think they're vacuuming and shit. I'm like, what the hell is that? But sorry for that, folks. Addy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you guys. I go with talent. I think Aaron Jones is the better player. Booty's great, but I could see that game becoming a bit more of a slog than we're expecting it to be. So give me Jones. He's going to get the touches. And the one thing I know about rookie QBs is they like the safe options in the passing game. I'd be mostly terrified if you have to play Jettis or Jordan Addison. So
Booty's always great. Booty's always great. Just not in this part. Just not in this term where we're at right now. And Jose, from his previous comment earlier, says Denver also gets Patrick Surtain the second back today. So yeah, it's gonna be a long day for the Commanders. I tell you that. I tell you that. So Crispy, I'm favored in my Mariota and Tua league. Got AJ Brown, James Cook, uh, Jonathan Taylor, and Jettas. Well, as long as Jonathan with Daniel Jones, this one thing I will say with Daniel Jones with a fractured leg, expect Jonathan Taylor to even have even more of a piece of the pie in that offense. If you ask me, I'm a little scared about Michael Pittman now. I'm a little scared about the receivers and Alec Pierce and guys like that. But if they feel like Daniel Jones can get out there, honestly, I don't know who their backup quarterback is since Anthony Richardson is also out. I think. Goddamn, something in my eye. I'm sorry, y'all.
maybe Riley Leonard for
Yeah.
Notre
Oh,
Dame.
there we go. Riley Leonard. Yep.
Yeah,
So if you liked him come out of Notre Dame, I didn't. So
I did.
have fun with that one.
I don't like B tier Anthony Richardson in there either.
Yeah, so it's not no. So yeah, I think right now Jonathan Taylor could. He was already a league winner, but he could be even that times two with what they need from him. K Space. Oh, sorry. Going down, going down. This week I'll be at two. Ha ha. He hit. Hold on,
Me and
motherfucker.
Huncho got something to say
Draw
about
that
that.
back. 'Cause that means I don't win this week. Draw that back. Draw that back, Chris. Get a little bit ahead of yourself, pimp. A little bit too much dip on your chip. All right. That's mine. That's mine. Both of them. That's mine.
I mean, let's say the most likely thing to happen is I win another one. So
14:45. What is oh it's 2:45. Okay. All right. When he had said this, it's in the afternoon for our boy Steph across Steph and across the pond. Oh, okay. Like to hear it. Dan Daniel? Denis. Bro, I really don't know. Dania. Daniel. I'm gonna go with Daniel, and hopefully that's your name. Start Alave, Marv, or Michael Wilson. Huh. Well, I mean, that's two Cardinals on there. And if I'm being quite honest with you, I don't feel great about neither. If for the Cardinals, as I don't know, bro. It's if you have me in a tough spot. Chris Olave is going to get the targets. Do we agree on that part? He's going to see him and Jawan Johnson are going to see targets today. So we damn near should have a shirt at this point. We always say follow the targets. So for me, I'm sliding with Chris. I could be completely wrong, and Michael Wilson could very much still have a day. But I'm following the targets. I'm going Chris. What about you, Addy?
You know what they say, the Nile is not just a river in Egypt. I'm starting to love it.
What about you, Rob?
If Marv wasn't there, I think I might go Wilson. But I think Marv muddies up the waters just enough to where I'm gonna start Olave, who doesn't have the best matchup. Like I said earlier, the Miami Dolphins defense has gotten better since their early season collapse, but trust Olave is gonna get like 10 fucking targets today. Roll with Olave.
Stefan also says there's a big NFL following in the UK. Anyone from here who plays fantasy should follow, as you should. Follow Stefan's words. He will never leave you astray. He says should follow and subscribe. Loving your vibes, fellas. Keep up the great work in other league. Flex, PPR, Tet, or Vidal. I'm rolling with Tet, man. Rolling with Tet. What about y'all? I'll let you answer this one, Addy.
You know, it's a tight one there. I really like Vidal against the Raiders, but I think I believe in Tetaroa a little bit more. It's close though. I that one's a coin flip for me. I think you could go either direction. It's PPR here. Yeah, it's PPR. Give me Tetaroa in that case. But yeah, I don't think that there was a wrong call there. I got both of them in my top 24.
So, and also, I add this as a note. The last 3 weeks from Kamani Vidal, the last week, 5 touches or 5 carries, 13 yards, 2.6 yards per carry, and 2 receptions. He had 95 yards the week before that, but only 3.8 yards per carry. And then against the Titans, 12 carries, 30 yards, 2.5 yards per carry. No
So you're
catch.
telling me he's due.
He's that's another that's the way to think. That's the
Hey, Vidal is every other week. Vidal, like Dak is every other year. Dak, huh? So I mean, it's scientifically proven every other year, every other week, Vidal is going to get close to 100 yards and smash. Does the bye week play a part in this? Like, there's a bye week in there, so does the bye week count? No, but I think I'm going to go with Tetaroa, but Vidal is very interesting because he's like the guy there with Hampton still out. So, man, I want to say Vidal so bad. I kind of want to roll with Vidal, but I'm gonna go with the stud in Tetaroa McMillan.
and Tet and from our good guy Shaldo, like, share, and subscribe. Good morning, fellas. Should I go Falcons? Can we just start saying defense? Falcons defense or Miami defense? I mean, Falcons also are in a where they need to win out. Where they need to win, and they are going against the New York Jets. Start. No, bro. We actually saw a little bit of life from the New York Jets last week, did we not? Did we with Adonai Mitchell sort of? We saw John Mechie the third. You know what I mean? So I would probably roll with the Falcons defense as Miami defense. They like Rocco pointed out a few moments ago. They have been playing a little bit better, and they are going against a rookie. You know what? I'm a flip. Know what? Nah. I don't know, man. That's hard. I'm gonna stick with go with Falcons defense because I think Tyler Shook throws for 300 yards today. What about you, Addy?
Give me Falcons defense. Falcons D is impossible to predict, man. It's like every other week I'm like, oh wait, they actually got a decent unit out there, and then the next week I'm like, this might be the worst defense I've ever played football. I have no clue how to evaluate them. Miami D. I mean, if the weather's bad in Miami, maybe it feels good, but I don't like either of those options. I feel like you gotta have a better option on your waiver there.
What about you, Rob?
Yeah, and to the earlier question, Chev responded. Good friend Chev, man, follow his stuff at Chev90.
Shut up, Kev.
That's where you can find all of his stuff at. He went with Miami's defense in the earlier question, so I'm gonna continue along that path and go with Miami's defense. Tyrod Taylor is gonna remind people why he is the QB1 in New York today.
Hey, some people the way they be talking down on Justin Fields all year, fuck it. And that might be the take.
I
That
think they're
might,
both QB 1.5. Let's be clear here. I
yeah.
don't think either of those guys is QB one.
They definitely gonna be drafting the quarterback next year for sure.
Fernando.
And then his last question, and this is the last question for the episode. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been absolutely fun, joined by our absolutely great guest, Addy here. He asked, "How y'all feeling about Drake May or Jay Herbo?" Thank you guys. Well, Drake May is going against the New York Giants, and then Justin Herbert. Well, he has the. Honestly, I don't know who they have. They got the Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders.
So if you saw what the Cowboys did, I'm not saying that the Los Angeles Chargers or the Cowboys when it comes to their passing game, but I see Aronde Gasson could have a day. I think Lad McConkey could have a day. I think that Keenan Allen could get back into the good graces, and then I'm not even going to point out QJ because he went back into his very basic role of not being good. So I will roll with Drake May there. Drake May in my QB rankings is higher than Justin Herbert, even though Justin Herbert, I believe, if I'm looking right now, Justin Herbert is my QB8 and Drake May is my QB1. Ooh, yep, I'm going on a limb. Drake May is my QB1 of the week, so we will see. What do you think, Rock?
Um, I think both of these guys are like very similar talents. Um, and Herbo can definitely, smash against anybody, but the difference is Herbo's offensive line has completely collapsed around him.
Mm-hmm.
His RB1 has been out most of the season. So that's what makes me nervous. Do keep in mind that Drake May just lost his I want to say left tackle Will Campbell. I think he went on IR, so that could interrupt what's been a great season for him so far. But I'm gonna go with Drake May. I have him higher in my rankings. What about you,
Yeah.
Addy?
And that's a good note from you, Rocco, about Will Campbell being out. It's not serious, but he'll be back for the playoffs. But he is out this week for sure. So good note on that, Rock.
I
What do
think
you
he
think,
went on
Addy?
IR, so he's out 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think he went on IR too. Yeah, I think he's out the next four. But you got balls of steel there, Honcho. I certainly don't have Drake May at one. I wish I did because I got Lamar there, and that ain't feeling good this week so far. But I still got Drake May above her.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we got one last one that popped up in here. Rico or Juckins? Juckins. Juckins.
Judkins.
Quick one, Juckins.
I think we answered
Yeah,
this one
yeah.
a bunch of times.
Yeah. I like Rico, but he has the worst matchup for a running back on the day. So go with Judkins. Start your highly drafted rookie. Oh, Blurpy, what's up, Blurpy?
Yeah, we're going. And CC Sharks, this I believe this is your first time on the show. Like, share, and subscribe, my guy. But roll with Juckins. And Blurpy, welcome back this week. As Herbert, Jacoby Brissett, or Baker, 4-point passing touchdown lead. And then pick two, DK, Diggs, and Jefferson, full PPR. And the last one, pick two, Juckins, Vidal, Kyron, or Hendy. You know what? I'll let Addy take this one. What do you think, Ad?
You know what? Start me out with Herbert, in that one. It's close, but I like Herbo a little bit more than those guys. I'm going talent on that. I think it's going to be a close one. I think all of them are decent enough plays, but Herb's my. I think Herb's the best quarterback of those three, so give me talent on that one. Pick two from those. Man, this is the lowest I've had Jefferson. I am such a Justin Jefferson guy. I still got him at 15, which is still higher than I have Diggs. I'm a DK guy as well, so I'm going Jefferson and DK there. Doesn't feel good. All of those seem like decent enough options, but I'm willing to believe that Pittsburgh's at least going to have to pass the ball a little bit, even if Rodgers doesn't want to. And in terms of that last one, picking two from Judkins, Vidal, Kyron, and Pendy, man, I don't know why Vidal is in that list for you. That's a little crazy to me. Like, I love those three. I think that there isn't a bad option between Judkins, Henderson, and Kyron there. I'm going to lean Judkins and Henderson, but I think if you're a little trepidatious about it, trepidatious word of the day, I'd go Kyron. I don't think Vidal should be in your mindset from those four guys.
I agree
How
with
you feel, Rocco?
What you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Herbs. I mean, Brissett has been on an absolute heater.
He is.
Oh man, Brissett. I mean, for me, the choice here is Brissett or Herbert. You could almost flip a coin because Brissett has been like the hottest quarterback, in the entire league,
month and a half, 2
in the
months.
entire league for a month now. He's given life to all of those weapons in Arizona. Um, but I'm gonna have to go with Herbert here. Yeah, that's a tough one. And as far as DK, I mean, like if he had like if he was like better at football, I mean that son of a bitch would be like the best player in the league. But his hands are broken. We used to call guys like him in the on the playground Stonehands Washington because, I mean, his hands are terrible. I mean, his awareness is terrible. He hasn't gotten better since he's been basically a second year player, and he hasn't done much in a month and a
No.
half. The highest total he's had, I want to say, since the European game is 55 yards, despite getting 8 targets in several games, 7 targets. He just hasn't done much. So I think, and it's funny because if we started the season, we would have been like, those are all great options. But Diggs is probably the best option out of that group at this point. And I still think Jefferson, it's not sexy like you drafted him to be,
No.
but he's still going to get you 10 points. I don't know if I can count on DK to do the same.
Yeah, so in my rankings right now, I have Justin Jefferson at 19. I have Stephon Diggs at 23 and DK at 31. So
Oh,
yeah, I am not on DK at all, as I don't feel like he's a complete player. And to note, George Pickens has more yards than all of the Steelers wide receivers right now combined. That's a fact. Just so y'all know. So yeah, they traded away a problem wide receiver who hasn't been a problem in Dallas whatsoever and also paid DK top dollar. That's not just traded for him, paid him top dollar. Drugs, kids, don't do them. Methamphetamines
Bad.
are not good. But I roll with what the boys said. I do like Herbert, even though Brissett is on a heater. Pick two, I'll roll with Diggs and Jefferson. And the pick two, I feel the safe spot would be Hendy and Kyron, but my mind is telling me to go Hendy and Judkins. And then our last comment before we get up out of here from our boy Crispy. And what better way to end it off the show than with our boy Crispy? What odds would you give Brissett starting week 1, 2026? I'm prob at like 10 to 15%. Uh, Honestly, I'm more around the 40%. I really do think they like Brissett. I really do. I think it's a hot toss. If he plays out the rest of the year and plays well, I think Brissett is the bridge quarterback. He's the starter week 1, and they maybe potentially look to draft, maybe potentially look to go a different direction. But I'm at 40% actually with Brissett as their quarterback because he's looked pretty decent. What about you, Addy? I see you have a little difference on that one.
Oh man, it so depends on how the end of this year goes. I'm glad
100%.
you said that because like if they lose out the rest of this year, which is certainly a possibility, like
Mhm.
we can't say that that Arizona Cardinals team is a safe bet to win any game, much
Mhm.
less all of them. If they lose out, is that coaching staff there next year?
Going,
I don't think so. They're
going,
gone,
going.
right? But if they win out, they're still there. If they're still there, Brissett has like 40% chance of being there. But if they lose out, which I could definitely see them doing, there's some coaching staff, some guy with like a numbers brain like me that thinks that he's smart enough that he can fix Kyler Murray's addiction to COD. Like I don't know. I think some idiot, some Matt Nagy is going to come out there. They're going to start Kyler for 5 to 6 weeks and then watch that team burn again. So I'm putting that at 10 to 15. I'm with Crispy on this one. I can't I can't get behind Jacoby Brissett at this point in his career being the bridge quarterback. But I said the same thing about Daniel Jones this year, and I sure do feel silly about that.
How about you, Rob? What percentage are you at?
I follow the money. They cut Kyler. They're going to eat $54 million, and I know we had this discussion with Chev on the Thanksgiving, the Friendsgiving pod, and there were instances, notably, was it Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson. I'm not sure what happened, and I don't remember what happened in the Matt Ryan situation, but I know in the Russell Wilson situation, Russell Wilson was old. He was obviously to anybody with eyes, super washed. He had a decent season propped up by uh, by Sean Payton's play calling, but he was fucking atrocious. So Sean Payton made the executive decision that he wasn't going to have, his Denver Broncos tenure tied into Russell Wilson. And just what I read, Russell Wilson's not the greatest guy in the locker room. He still thinks he's that guy, even though he's super washed. So he's the kind of guy they just had to get the fuck out of there. And that's what they did. So that's why they were willing to absorb, that contract and get him the hell out of there.
Hmm.
And it's worked out in their favor. But I know most teams and most owners are not going to do. They're not going to be, so keen to eat $54 million. And Kyler Murray's still young. So
Yeah,
what's going to happen, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, as well as Jacoby Brissett has played, I think he's won maybe one out of his 5 games. So they're still not winning any games. As beautiful as it is for fantasy, they are not winning games.
yeah.
So let's start there. They're not winning games. Um, Even though we love it, the ownership is going to look at this and say Brissett is not a winning quarterback. Regardless of the reasons why they're losing, and they're just not going to buy into. I don't believe they're going to just cut bait with Kyler Murray. If maybe there's a team that comes in there and gives them a first round pick and is going to absorb some of that contract, then it's a maybe. Um, but I think the most likely thing to happen is everybody in Arizona gets fired. Everybody gets fired, and they start over, and they find somebody that comes in there and tells ownership that they're gonna prop up Kyler Murray into what he was earlier in his career, and they're going to make it work with the guy that's getting paid. That's going to cost $54 million to cut in this offseason. So that is how I feel about it. I would say there's maybe a 10% chance that they stay with Brissett.
Percent.
Brissett. I always want to call him Brisket.
Mm.
I think there's about a 10% chance that he starts for the Cardinals, but I will say there's a 25% chance that a team trades for Jacoby.
I can see
Maybe a
that.
team like my Saints, where we just need some kind of excitement, a guy that can complete passes, prop up our offensive weapons. And maybe maybe the Saints trade, maybe even a second round pick, because I could see them doing something crazy like that. They don't value picks, fuck them picks, even though they don't win, by fucking those picks like the Rams do. I could see the Saints doing something stupid like sending a second round pick for Jacoby Brissett, let him be the bridge quarterback. Um, I don't see like a surefire quarterback in this draft like we might have thought there would be coming into the season. And maybe that surefire quarterback goes before the Saints draft pick. So if I was to guess, I would say there's a 25% chance that Brissett's starting somewhere else for somebody. I think those numbers will excite a team, but I don't think the situation is going to happen in Arizona.
And just like that, that has been our episode for week 13 of the Morning Rush. Addi, it has been a joy having you on. Let the people know where they can find you at, play it.
Yeah. First morning rush show. Hyped to be here instead of in the comments like I normally am. But you can find me on the social medias at Duck League Champ, Duck like the logo there. You can find the League Champ app on the iOS and Google Play Store. We got some big stuff happening in the next couple weeks, so be sure to hop in there. And obviously find me on the Two Guys One Pod show. Definitely don't mistype there. You can end up on some weird stuff online. But hyped to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Hell yeah, brother. Always enjoy talking ball with you, my guy. And one, absolutely love the League Champ app. Y'all need to hop on it. Every time I got in so competitive with it at this point, every time I see that I don't win, I don't talk to my family for the rest of the day. So I'm kidding. Totally kidding. But I do get irritated when I don't win though. That shit be pissing me off. I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm trying to get me a dub before the end of the year done, man. I need me a jersey. I need that Pickens jersey looking nice and bright in my closet. So thank you everybody who has tuned in today. Thank you, Addi, for joining us this wonderful morning. Hope everyone, unless I'm playing you, get a dub today as we push off to the NFL playoffs. Remember, I'm Honcho, and this is my guy.
Hey, before I go with my spiel, I don't know if Addy saw this, but looks like the Two Guys One podcast is running at 11:45 Eastern time with our good friend Chev and Ben McCowan, who is our injury doc, and both of the guys were on our Friendsgiving podcast. So, in about an hour and 15, go support those guys. They're going to break down all of the most recent injury news. But of course, I am Siriaco. Call me Rocco.
And we are your fantasy playbook to more championship wins. And Rocco, where we the land of.
We're a fantasy football podcast for Dynasty Sickos by Dynasty Sickos. Everybody was welcome.
Everybody's welcome. Hope you enjoy your day. Until next time, this is Fourth and Fantasy.